Welcome to this series where we are playing Transport Fever 2. In this part, what I need to do is start rebalancing our transport system for the changes that are coming, because we're now on 1905. But before that, I'd like to say a big thank you for all comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. Now, I did get some suggestion on prefixes, and I have to admit, if I can find the actual line statistics, I have to admit I haven't been particularly very good with my naming prefixes, and the honest truth is I think once things get out of control in this game, you just got to live with what you've got. But I do need to come up with a prefix system as suggested. Now if I actually show you this here, you'll see that we've got routes starting to lose money, and I really need to now start thinking about that, plus the fact that we've now got to a point in the game where we've got to take a slightly different outlook. But another comment I got was to do with vehicle maintenance and conditions. Now, in the past, vehicles would break down. As far as I know now, vehicles don't actually break down. They just get very bad. And what they do is produce lots of emissions. If I come in here and show you the emissions breakdown, you'll see that even in the early game, these trucks produce very little emissions at all. So in fact, probably the easiest way to explain it is we can find a depot. If I can find a train depot would probably be a better example. If we look at the engines, what you'll see here is like these very early engines produce 77 emissions, but once we get up to around here, oh, this one's the same. They're all roughly the same at the moment. But what happens, well, those 77, that's got 79 emissions. I don't know what it is for vehicles. I don't really want to come in here. I think trams are a little bit better. See here, this one's got an emission of 70. See, this one's got an emission of 69. This one's got an emission of 81. Wow. Because that's a steam tram. And then if we come over, where's my vehicle depots gone? Where are they all gone? I think there's a vehicles depot over here, isn't there? Yep. If we look at vehicles, and you see we start here, the vehicle emissions on this stagecoach is 65. But if we come up to this, you can see it's now 73. This Cherobang bus is 76. And what happens is as the game moves forward, the amount of emissions increases. So the more you get more power and more that, but you also get emissions. Although I think electric trains that have lower emissions, but the effect of emissions is actually on your towns. And what you see is here, the dark red buildings here are the residential area, and it's the residential area that gets affected. Then that actually, and if you get very high emissions in your actual towns, what you get is this rating of poor. And I don't know if you guys can see, if I drag it to the center, you can see that if you've got a very poor emissions rating, that can have quite a big impact on the growth of your town. But of course, in the early days, when you are trying to grow up a small town, that's not quite so important. But if you want to really grow very large cities, eventually you've got to address this emissions issue. And because you can see a minus 60% impact can really degrade all the good work that you've done. Now, to me, there's two strategies, because I don't know if this is get out of this here, because if we look at the tram line, and if we look at tram CW gains, what you'll see is that we're making a small profit there, but to improve the emissions, what you've got to do is come here. And then if you come to this, you see very bad, very bad. Now I'll do this as an example because we've got plenty of money, so we can afford to lose this. If you click here, what you see, there's a maintenance running cost. Now what you can do is do that. And what that will do, if I apply that to everyone, what will happen is over time, the emissions will drop from these vehicles, because the maintenance will reduce the effect of the emissions. But what you do need to be aware of is you can't eradicate them. But because we've now increased our maintenance costs by 50%, what will happen is that this line could eventually start to lose money. And this is where you can get caught, because if you start worrying, if you start bumping up the emissions on trains and especially aircraft, you can turn profitable routes into loss-making routes. And that comes down to the fact of future planning. I mean, quite a common solution you will see with players who are not aware of this will put a station smack bang in the center of a town, and then the trains and that coming in will bring emissions, because emissions are real time. I don't if I come in here, it's probably not that good example. If I speed up, because this is quite heavily polluted, but what you can see is if you've got vehicles with strong emissions, you can actually see the impact of the emissions as the vehicle moves through it. So if I can find a really bad train here, if we got this one here, how bad's the... Yeah, very bad, very bad. Now, if we come here, what you can see sometimes, see, I don't know if you guys can actually see it, but the emissions are moving with the train. So if we hook on the train there, I mean, when the emissions are really bad like this, you can just see the emissions pushing out as the train moves round. And this is the reason why I build trains away from the actual stations and drop-off points away from towns now. It means you can run trains that are old with poor emissions, and they don't actually have that much impact in the game, so you can kind of circumnavigate it from that perspective. So so you could almost say that the emissions is a little bit weaker than vehicle breakdowns. Also, I got a comment about bridges. Now, bridges it can be built, but the problem is the gradient, because especially when you've got vehicles like this. Because if you look at this vehicle, it's got 20 kilometers an hour, but these are down to 9. Gradients is everything, because you can see that the vehicles are starting to bunch here, because this gradient is a bit steep. And again, it comes down to the power of the vehicles, in the sense here, we've got a collision here. We're going to need to possibly do something here. Now, I've got a kind of bit of a dilemma here, because if I start using these road vehicles, because this car is delivering to Gainsborough. Well, I don't know why you're coming up here. What route are you? Oh no, it's probably because I haven't upgraded all the vehicles on this line at the moment. Anyway, we need to look at that, but I'm getting distracted. Now, what I want to do is talk about the fact that on this map, we are playing with a maximum of 4 goods. So Gainsborough, I over there, and Stainforth. Yeah, I'm going to change the name of this town. I don't know what's going on. Now, I keep calling it Stanford, and I've got a complete mental block. So what I'm going to do is we're going to actually rename you, and we'll call you... Oops, I want that. Actually, let's call it a nice, simple name. Actually, that's fun. Let's call it London. I mean, I think this is where I put my HQ. So it's my HQ there. So we'll treat this as our capital. I want to show you something else as well, which I found out almost by accident, but I can't remember. Oh, here it is. Sorry. What you see here is it tells you the top speed, top length, oldest vehicle, 52 years. Tells you how many meters of track you've got. I've got 107,000 meters, I presume, of track. It can't be 107 meters. Total number of bridges, though it's in meters, and total number of tunnels. So there are some advantages of actually having an HQ. Now, as I was saying, so London, Gainsborough, I have reached the maximum, our highest tier. So these goods now are fixed for the rest of the game. And because I haven't developed much down here, you can see all the rest of the towns down here are still only on their 2 goods. We don't know what is actually going to come until these towns actually start to grow. I think the only other one that's reached tier 4 is Spalding here. So that means that we've now got in the north, or the top of the map, are fixed levels. Now, I've been looking at this off camera, and as far as I know, if I click on the stone quarry, we've only got 2 materials. So you can see we've only got 2 materials, and we know what the demand, we got demand for materials in I and in Gainsborough. And if I click on here, you'll see that this is 151 and I is 49 at the moment, but it could grow, although this, I don't know if this actually has causes emissions. Let me just see. I don't think factories actually, well, that doesn't actually produce anything. Maybe that's not a good example. No, I don't think actual factories produce emissions. It's only vehicles. Anyway, back to here. You can see that this has got 4 levels, which means it's got potential to produce 400. So what I want to do is bring this online from this quarry, and then the route that I've been using as a ship to bring materials up here and take stone down, I want to decommission, because what we're going to do is supply the materials for this area and possibly down to Erith or someone else who develops materials from this quarry here. So what I want to do is get this actually online, and because of the short distance, we're actually going to use trucks. And we're just going to put a road through there. We need to shorten the distance. We're going to have to go around that. This is a bit of a dilemma. I'd like to go straight point to point, but I suppose I could if I go out. We go up 1, 2, 3. They're good. The bridge is, I don't think that's going to work because we got a quadruple line here. It's not going to, we're going to have to kind of go out, but it'd be 1, 2, 3. We get in, it's there. No, it's still, we're going to have to go back even further. Actually, we're going to go big. This is going to be a final route, so we might as well. Right, I'm going to go up. Right. I think I will let that come down as a curve, and then we're going to be, oops, wrong way. And we're quite a long gradient there. And we're just run you down to there. What that means is we will have virtually a straight route between the quarry and the factory, because this will be a permanent solution with trucks. And I'm going to put that there. You're going to have the one platform, and we're going to put you there like that, and we're going to expand it straight away. Want to get this, put a couple of those on there, that. And then we're ideally, I'd like to have a drop-off point. Now we are going to need to take goods to Gainsborough. Now, whether I could justify using a train because of the relatively short distance, I'm not sure. We may just use this road going up this way. So I think we're put the drop-off point out here if it will do it. A bit further back like that. Put it on the right hand side. So what we're going to have is a route from there. And we're, what are we going to call this? Call it truck. Gainsborough. Actually, no. We'll call it Gainsborough. We're going to call it I Stone Delivery. And then I want this up and running relatively quickly. So what we're going to do is just put down a depot up here. Miracles. I think we're going to go with the constats. We're going to put about those on there. And we're going to, where's the I? There's the what's it? Now, while this is ramping up and we're setting the routes up, this is obviously going to need to share the route here, but I want to get this fired up. And then what we'll be doing is the route that we're delivering here, because we've got the station here, and we're going to put another pickup. Now this is going to be quite close to I from the point of view of delivery, so we're going to have to, I think I'm just going to use separate stations, keep it simple. So we're put in now. I've got a materials route here. Where is it? Manage the line. At the moment we've got ionics here, so pick their station, remove ionics there. We've got I halt. Wait, load, full load. Now, I don't know how many vehicles I've got on this route. I materials, managed vehicles. We got 13. We got a few, so I could probably reduce this down to sell off a few of them. So we're going to put you down to about 8 vehicles at the moment. They're all 8 wagons. So we'll reduce you down to 8 wagons. And eventually we will upgrade this route. Now the other thing I want to do is just check where this route actually goes. So it's actually going directly into town here, School Lane. Now we're not going to make much money on this route. This is just going to be an end delivery type route. Now, what we're going to do is just use this to trigger the route and enable it, and then we'll get things going. Now, at the moment we'll still keep this material delivery route going that way, so we're going to be quite good from that perspective. Now the next thing I want to do is, because if you look here, we've got I think I can't remember what these are called actually. We've got machines. Now machines is the one industry that we haven't actually brought online yet. Now I'm actually liking this area here. The reason being is it's nicely centralized, because the other machines we got is a bit down in this obscure corner here, which is a bit of a problem. And I think what basically did for this map to work, we just need industries that will supply a regional area. And we've got Clayton Moore here that needs machines, and we've got this. So this is the one I want to bring online. But the other consideration we've got is, if I show you the steel mill here, this has the potential to produce 400 steel, and the goods factory here needs 400 steel. And then if I show you this what we call it up here, actually I've just thought, actually no, I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? It just occurred to me, we've got a steel mill there, we've got Ooh. Okay, we've got something a little bit better here. And we can do it with trucks. We've got a coal mine here. We've got a, what we call it here. Now we've got a train route here on the stone delivery. We can go to there. And then we could possibly use ships to ship the materials around. Actually, I quite like this, although, but of course, this is one of the dilemmas of this game, that this looks perfect for route, but there's not much chance of a profit here because we won't make much money on that shipping coal from there and there. And of course, the maximum output from here is 400. Now, and so we actually need 2 iron mines. I don't like that. Sorry. My instinct is to come up here, but we don't have. We got 2 steel mills up here, but no resources. We've got coal, but we've only got the 1 coal mine. We've got 2 iron mines down here. I mean, we got potential ship iron. That's Brokenhead. Where's the? We got potential to ship. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use trucks to get this coal mine online, and then we're going to do that. But then what we'll do is we'll try and get some profit margin. We've got the 2 coal mines there. I think we can make this work. It's just not going to be excessively profitable. We are going to need to do something about this bridge. Now you can see here I've also got a problem here with respect to these trains, and this is the reason why I'm hoping, because at the moment we're not shipping the full potential out of here, and you can see these trains are queuing up, and queuing up trains means losing money. You see, losing $1 million on this line here now. I think for the moment I think we're going to get rid of, what's the shipments? 192, because the trains are blocked. We're going to get rid of one of these trains. That's actually making a profit. You're losing money. Let's get rid of you. That or you. Oops. Because we can't afford trains blocking. Anyway, back to here. I think kind of a bit. I think we can get away with this road being connected. So what we're going to need is I'm going to put a depot here. What have we got there? Oops, no platforms. That's no good. We're going to put. What I'm going to do is put this in a little bit like that, so we don't block the road. And then we're going to hook you up to there. Then we're going to put a point here. The one, another one there. Now this is all about putting together something that will start to activate the steel mill before it disappears. Oops, I don't want that. I want this. And we'll set up a couple of routes. New line. You can go to there, and we'll call you Cleat or Coal. And we'll start with quite some vehicles. Again, we're going to use these. A bit of speed, a bit of capacity, and we'll just set that. get you on there. And then we're a new route up here. Let's set you to there. And we'll call you Beetle for delivery. We'll get another trucks. More of these. Get you going. I mean, if the route does develop, we can replace it with trains later on. So this is about getting everything set up, get this underway. We're now actually, see, by removing that extra train, we're probably actually going to improve the delivery. Well, it's actually gone down, but because we've still got trains queuing. We may need longer and bigger trains here. So we will now get steel delivered from there to there. Now, what I am going to do is set up the chain for this. So we're going to put you here for the moment. Put you there. Of course, we're going to need to get wood into here as well, so that we can get the machinery. So we're there. Pick you up there. Birmingham. Sure. Birmingham. Still. Delivery. Now we do need then these guys to wait till loaded. I mean, technically we should have done that on the other routes as well. Yes, I know train so and so is really bad. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy about 5 of these to start with. And then we're going to allocate you to steel delivery. Get that going. I don't think we're going to have a problem with these steel mills. These iron ore are going. So we're just going to let that build up, get this going, get this running. We're going to need to find a source of wood, which means we're probably going to need to come from here. But the problem with that is, if I take the lumber away from here, we will get a problem up here. Now, another area I want to look at is the moment here, we're only producing 300. This can go to 400. Now, the farm factory up here, farm produces 200. So at the moment, we've got 600 tons of crops coming into here at maximum production, but this is actually, to get maximum food production from here, we need 800. So what I'm going to need to do is think about getting this farm supplying crops into here. Now I could put a rail line through to there, but I'm not convinced that is going to be particularly that well efficient. I could put a line through to here and blast through, and we could have a double pickup, but I'm not 100% convinced that's going to make a profit with a single one way. It will make a profit in the early game, but it won't make a profit in the later game. But I'd like to keep this farm potentially active, so I think what we're going to do is, again, I'm just going to create a road here, and we're going to come out that way. I'm going to come through here. I know this isn't particularly that good, but again, I just want to lock in this farm with respect to the game doesn't remove it. I've been lucky so far, but I just want to get that there. Then we're put in a building here. And this is what I'm kind of calling long-term planning, and then we can develop it over time by changing the routes. Because one of the things about this game is that you may start off with trucks and then you move to trains, and then but there's also, as the trains get more and more expensive, you can actually get to a point where you can actually drop the trains and go back to trucks and buses and other things. We've got here Erith. Oops. Riff. Crops. Delivery. Okay, what's this? Where is the name of the farm? Which way am I going? This is Erith North. Set you to load. Wait, load. So we got that there. Have I got 2 drop-offs here? Yeah, we got 2 drop-offs here. So with the terminals 1 and 2, the game's nice and smart from that point of view. We've got a here. I'm gonna buy these, and then we're gonna assign you to. Did I actually rename that? Can't find it. Okay, we're on. So the game is. That now locks in that farm. So eventually, if we can get a 2-way supply of stuff going, right, we've got trucks here. So how many vehicles we got here? We're now gonna double this up with some more in. You can see we're pulling out more from there, and we are now producing crops here. So what's the production here? So the production is picking up. That's good, and that means that the trains coming this way we need to edit this line now. You were losing money again. Well, we've got a reasonable profit. Managed line, we've got a Gainsborough Exchange, come here, and we're going to remove that. Which is going to take a little bit of profit from this route. Is a potential issue, but we can't really. I mean, I could bring the materials to here and then ship the materials to here, but the problem with that is it will detract from this route here with respect to. See, at the moment we've got this. We're using this to move all the goods in this direction. I think we're probably going to need to review this route. So I think at the moment we've got this road comes through here that can deliver to Erith, Gainsborough, sorry. So we're going to. It's going to be a long road. But I mean, I could. Again, I think from the moment, what we'll do is put a road out through here. Road from there. Put it to there. And we got the drop-off point there. We're going to put a separate pickup here for you, and Now, we know that London over there is never going to want materials, so the only thing we've got to do is deliver 154 tons of materials here. Now, if we come into here, I think we've already got a constat. Gainsborough's materials for it. So, what I'm going to do is manage the line. The moment Gainsborough, this is the yellow one. We've got Gainsborough South. Now, we're going to have to be a little bit careful. Right, we're going to add a station over here. It's going to be a long way, but yes, I know you. And I'm going to remove Gainsborough South. What's going on here? Passenger stop. Huh? Is that a passenger? Yeah, it's a passenger station. Oh, fund you. I'm always doing that. There. Just check the route. And I want to make sure what's the route into Gainsborough. The nice thing about this route is the fact that this is now coming into here. So the trucks are coming in from this side of the map, which means that what I'm going to do is well, I might rebalance that later on. But what we'll do now is get the trucks going this way. That means the route that's coming through here, that will remove the demand for materials here and stone. So the next thing we're going to do, this is where it gets a little bit icky. We've got, we don't get that much, we haven't got that much stone piled up here, because we're now taking the stone from here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to shut this route down. So we're going to Gainsborough Stone, manage vehicles. We've only got the single train on here. Let's sell that. And then we're going to manage the line. We're going to remove you. Yes, I want to. That's gone. And then we're going to save some money by removing this track. All the way through here. That removes 2 crossings here as well. Save some money with this. Like this. Gonna leave that just in case we need it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take this route, manage vehicles, select all. It's going to be painful. So all the chips, and then we're going to remove going to manage the line. Going to remove this line. Well, yeah, confirm deletion. What that should do now is allow me to focus more on materials to the south, and what that should have an effect is that should increase the demand down here for stone, because the quarry over here now should be the primary source for the actual over there. So hopefully what should happen is this should now start to pick up. and this, because this is the primary source. And what we're going to need to do now is to get this line delivering all 400 tons of stone to our materials depot. Go away, please. To here. And but this will suffer in the short term in the fact that we won't get stone coming down from that point of view there. So that is the current situation. I just want to know. Now, I think just to wind this video up, we're going to do a little bit of possible line maintenance. Now, obviously, we're going to get roots losing here. Earth crop delivery, yep, that's going to lose money to begin with. But that's okay. Gains from materials. That's going to lose money. What we got here? Immingham tool delivery. That's marginal. What I'm really interested in, we got... we need to look at our rail routes. Spalding Crop Farm 3. What is up with Spalding Crop Farm 3? Can't remember which route this actually is. That's Farm 2. Got a coal mine closing. Where's that? It's led by Immingham. Hopefully it's not one of these up here. No, that's good. I think it's over there. Okay, back to... I think it could be this farm. Is it here? Yeah, this is the one here. Let's have a look here. Farm 3. Well, it's making money. I think the problem is that these routes are a little bit spaced out and they got problems. So the train routes look solid. We go back to the line manager. Let's have a look at our shipping routes. Our shipping routes are now making a reasonable profit, and we can continue to develop those. Immingham Machine Factory. Oh, I hate you, game. Oh, I don't think there's much we can do about this. Can we get more? I don't know if I can save this. If we get this line here. Being steel, managed vehicle. We might be able to save this, but this could be a bit shaky. The problem is that if we show you here, we're not producing anything, so I don't think that's going to work. So we've got this investment, which is probably not going to go very well. So we're probably going to have to come here, but we're going to need to get some lumber supplies. Yeah, we're going to lose that, which is a bit of a shame. I think what we can do is possibly get this going. We've got, where do we need steel? We've got steel here. We could ship some steel into here to improve this production here. Keep this going, and then see if we can. Yeah, this we're going to lose that. There's no way I can do it because we're not producing anything because I don't have any lumber. We don't have any lumber production around this area. Okay, thank you, game. Just going to leave that steel mill running for the moment, and then we'll see. So that brings us back to here. We got coal. We got 2 steel mills here. I think we may have to wait. We got all up there, coal there. We've got no iron. I think what we might need to do, if I want to bring this online, say with this iron mine here, what we may need to do is take one of these iron ore mines from here, this will have a maximum production of 400. That means that we will need an input of 800 iron ore. So each iron mine needs 2 iron deposits. Now we could bring in, we got an iron. I think what we're going to have to do is wait and see how that actually develops. We got, because what I would like is, we got, I mean, again, we got a relationship here. This has a maximum of 400 output, which can be consumed by this place. But in order to produce 400 here, we need 800 logs. And that means we got 2 there, 2 there. That's, well, that's up to 400. So we got 2 of these, which feed into here. I'm wondering if we can get something going here. We've got, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3. Got 1, 2, but where's the lumber mill? Where is the nearest lumber mill? Most consumers. Blanford Forum sawmill. Well, that's the one we're already using, isn't it? So look, sawmill at Erith we're using. Got the sawmill at Blanford. Got Stainford sawmill. We would have to bring logs up from there. We got the ice up. So we're using 3 of the sawmills that are available on the map. So that really means that we've got to develop this one. And wow, it's going to be a long haul. Right, we're going to need to come up with a supply route that can do things. Right. I'm going to need to reevaluate this, I think. But that will be the subject of the next video, I think, because time is pushing on. And I think just to finish off, we'll go up. Now, we could improve. What's the passenger demand here in Erith, actually? It looks almost like there's people who want to go to Birkenhead. We've got the Birkenhead needs goods. Okay. Let me just look at this. Right. I has got nearly all the tools materials it needs. Gainsborough will develop over time. Now, once we get the route running backwards and forwards, of course, as we get newer, faster vehicles, we'll be okay. We've got crops here going into there. This food factory is getting there. How is the food supply in? We need a lot more food into here. I just don't feel this route is working. With respect to food, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to take you Gainsborough food delivery, manage the line. What was that? That's Victoria, this lower Gainsford. What we're going to do, we're going to go back to the we're going to have to put a separate. We got so many trucks coming in here. I don't want that to be messed up. So folding ore mine, that's that's in completely the wrong place as well. Right, what we're going to do is oops, that's nearly made the mistake again. What we're going to do is put you configure, put a bit target space on this, and then we're going to pick up this route. Innsbruck food delivery line and station. Move up against Fud. Wait, loaded. Okay. 8 vehicles. We'll increase that to 12. Just clone in some more. Now this route is coming in on the industrial side of the town. That means that what I can do now is edit these trains by right, we need to manage. We've got 3 vehicles trains running here, and what we're going to need to do is edit them. This is where it gets a little bit icky sticky, and we're going to remove that one, that one, that one, and we're going to box cars. I want a box car, I want a gondola. 1, 2, 3. What's this here? No, I don't want those. I want the new gondolas. That one here. One. This poor here. We'll probably do a train upgrade as well while we're here as well. What is this thing? Put a new steam locomotive on here. I think we're press this on that one. Oops, somebody. Yeah, I'm just going to do the other 2. Actually, that one, the other 2 look like they might have already been. These have got the better trains on anyway, I think. Hard to tell. Wow, we got an A35,000 kilowatts, but if you see here, let's see the maintenance on this. Loading speed's the same, so this is where you've got to be a little bit careful. I think we will replace these with the presses. And then we'll remove these, get the cargo back in. And what we can do then is start to tailor these to our requirements. Okay, modify. Now, at the moment we've got 2 lines operating on here. Now we've got rid of this stop here. We might not need these other trains. Let's see what the loading situation up here is now. We might be able to refine this line down a bit now. Yeah, we've probably got excess carriage on here now. So we need to keep an eye on this to make sure that we've actually got the trains here. Plus we got the faster trains now. Here, put on this guy. Of course, he's not going to make any profit going on the outro now, which is going to be a potential issue. But hopefully he will make a lot more money on the return journey. But we will need to customize this line now so that it will be carrying maximum loads. See, he's not picking up full loads. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah. Okay. Probably going to need to Innsbruck East come in here. I'll put you back to push you back up to there. I want these guys to start waiting so that they fill up. Right, we'll just check this guy. Otherwise we're going to lose money. See how well this one does. And get in that. Again, they're not waiting. Okay, manage line. Yep. See, this train's coming in, so we might need to. Actually, what is the capacity on this line now? 142. Not brilliant. Anyway, guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do is keep an eye on this line and see how well we can actually make this balance out. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.